Hello and a very good afternoon to all our viewers. You're logged on to Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, thepopper.com, as the Singer Schools Rugby action continues. It's a very new season, a very new competition, the plate competition, where 4 teams will make it to the A division and 4 teams will not get that luck. So a new competition will come alive in Kandy at the Nittawela Rugby Stadium as the 2 teams, the Kingswood College coming back from Division 1A to the plate competition, while Sumangala College, Kandy, a new entrant to the main league as they try their way to fight for a spot in the top division. There you go. That's the clash on our hands. Sumangala College playing Kingswood College. It's going to be a riveting encounter with both teams equally equipped. Kingswood College, not the best season for them so far. Lost out a few close calls, I would say, in the top division when they played schools like St. Thomas's and then St. Peter's here in Nittawela, and they are up here to make a point for themselves and make sure that they make their way to that A division next year. They've been demoted in 2017 to the B division. They fought their way back, and now it's time for the captain of captaincy of Milan Veerasinghe to see that the Kingswood College team, one of the oldest rugby playing schools in the country, to see that they ensure their position in the A division. Sumangala College, of course, new entrance to Singer Schools Rugby League. But before that, we'll take a look at the conditions. Today, 32 degrees is the outcome, but it's going to be a lot cooler than the 32 degrees because we've seen some rainfall over the last few days, and the wind speed not so dominant here at Nittawela. I expect a bit of rainfall come the second half. It's overcast conditions. Underfoot conditions are very fine today. There is no much of moist here, although it was raining yesterday and the day before that. And expect fast-flowing rugby because both Kingswood College and Sri Sumangala are fast-running teams. They want to play the ball out wide, so expect a lot of action with the backs. Kingswood College, newly coached by Gayan Veeraratne and coach Anand Kasturiarachi, also named as Castro. New beginning for them. They are out here with a purpose, but focus is on the Sumangala team because they've been the revelation in the Singer Schools League. So a lot to talk about. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at how the cup and plate tournaments have progressed in the Singer Schools Rugby League.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්ටේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්ටේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්ටේ පදමට කහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power for the odds. Clear, zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
Sri Lanka Samage Terima. No limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art. It's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate. It's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම සනසුම දෙන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම අවස නිවන නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
The pinnacle of school cricket. The journey to glory. The road to greatness. March Madness 2019. From 1st March to 6th April. Live on channel number 77 and Dialogue Now, channel number 1 on your Dialogue television.
The choice of every Sri Lankan. No limit.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
වැඩි දියුණු ටෝකියෝ සුපර් ඕනවරකට සුපර්.
අපේ අම්මා චේන්ජ් වෙලා වෙලා උඩේකට චේන්ජ් වෙලා වෙලා යායකට චේන්ජ් වෙලා වෙලා අපේ අම්මා චේන්ජ් වෙලා
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම. No limit. Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
Welcome back to live action. Former Nittawela, this is the Singer Schools Rugby League Play Championship, the first encounter of the Play Championship. Kingswood College playing Sumangala. Will take, before we go through the team cards, we'll take a quick look at the points table, how the points table spanned out for Sumangala, because they're coming all the way from the B division. Joining me alongside to talk about this is Kavin Radhapaksha. Kavin, you follow this team. I think they're going to be a revelation. Do you think what are the chances to making it to the top division?
They're playing very good rugby at the moment, but given that this was the first round points table. DS Senanayaka Sumangala qualifying through with 30 points and 23. The game between them finishing at 32 points to 25. That was how it finished. And talking about these two teams, and that will be interesting knowing that Kingswood played really well and Sumangala coming into the game as underdogs look really promising. And then next up, the points table.
Taking a look at how they played, I think the top teams, and they carry forward that points that they played against these two teams. For example, Zaira DS Senanayaka will be bringing that win against Sumangala. Sumangala making this competition without a single win, so if they need to change things around, they will need to win or at least 3 games to be on the top 4. So that's the challenge for the lads from Sumangala. We'll take a look at the team cards. First off, Kingswood College. A very disappointment for Kingswood for not making that cup championship, but then they are here to prove their case. Milan Veerasinghe leading Kingswood College in the front row. Nabika Seniratna, Tuan Farid. Not too many changes in the front row for Kingswood. They've been that constant set of players all throughout. Then Rajya Therati, Chaturu Zoisa, Pasnu Seniratna, Dilshan Bandara. I think coaches Veeratna and Kasturarachi are bringing the changes for Kingswood in that loose forward combinations. And then Vihanga Haturu Singh, interestingly, Haturu Singh makes that number 9 position ahead of Sampath, and then we'll see how that turns around. Asis Ratna gets his place back at first 5/8. Has not had the best of first rounds. We'll see how this round will change for him. Tumulu Varagampala fresh off in that wing position. Mohammad Sazan and Dakshin Korala. That's going to be the place where the game is won and lost. And interestingly, Hirusha Sampath will move to the full-back position. The replacements for Kingswood: Tenakon, Dias, Prina, Gayan Samud, Nipun Dharmaratna, Dhananjay Nuwan starting from the bench. Mohammad Isham, Dinal Lekanaik also in the bench. Hassan Sandeepa and Mohammad Hilmi will be the Kingswood lineup for the.
And talking about the Sumangala team, Amesh Jayasinghe, Shehan Pereira and Mohammad Manas forming that front row combination, and Milan Mantrikam, Kavindu Vikramasinghe forming the lock combination, and the third row is Aditya Abhiratna, Chamutka Tilakaratna and Isul Bandar. Isul Bandar has been a very good player throughout the first round. He has made some good carries, similar to what Apurva Vijayasinghe has been doing for Kingswood. And at scrum off, Manush Kakav in the guiding traffic at fly half position, Chamat Afonso, and the center combination. This has been really good. The combination and the understanding have been really good. Rukshan Rajapaksha and Sandeep Rajapaksha, and Indika Ramanayaka at the winger positions, and Umesh Veerakon, the highest try scorer for Sumangala College, coming into this game. Akhila Nittawela at fullback position, and the replacements: Dinoja Gayan, Pasindu, Isuru, Srinath, Nipuna Jayatilaka, Udara Vandeniya, Tharusha Dasanayak, Devindra Ratnayak and San Dharmasuri forming the Sumangala College first 15. We will be having an interesting clash as we ready the kickoff. Both teams coming in.
Wonderful atmosphere here. Both flags of Kingswood College and Sumangala College lit up for their respective teams. They know how important this game is. But my money is on Sumangala because I base this because they're a team who are energetic. They want to make it to the top division, and they are coming wing with purpose. And that's exactly how it's going to span out. And let's see how this game turns around for the two sides.
Kingswood College very unlucky to have been demoted to the play division. They were deservingly as well due to the mistakes they made in those first few games. Close games. They won the game against Wesley, the Blasey Trophy, and then they lost against Thomas and the rest of the games. All these games were very tight, but the mistakes they made is why Kingswood College find themselves in the play division. And Sumangala, they had to wait till the last moment to get through to the play division. DS Senanayaka played Lumbini. There was a close battle. They had a close game and battle to come into the plate division. It was really interesting as it was the game that decided DS Senanayake versus Lumbini. DS Senanayake eventually won that, and hence Sumangala College came into the plate division as we ready kick off.
So there you go, the start of the proceedings for the day. RC Seniratna kicking things off. A lot of fanfare behind Kingswood College. A lot of people have made their way to Nittawela, and Kingswood win the first ball. So early attacking opportunity coming up for Kingswood. Here comes the prop forward. Slight mishap in the ball, but Kingswood managed to hold on. Now Seniratna spreading it out wide. Valikampala takes 3 players to take him down. Good retention from Kingswood. Once again, I think the Kingswood forwards have been the front row, have been the most consistent front row performance in this league, just that their line has not been complimentary. Once again, quick ball from Haturu Singer. Switching directions, Vihang Haturu Singer is doing well in his start at scrum half. Referee says play on, since there was no knock on, so still going Kingswood. This should be their 6th or 7th place. Space opening up, numbers out wide. Will they have the legs to go all the way? The big man Atukorala makes it to the corner flag, and referee says play on. This interesting play, and here's Sampath. Has he got it? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Wonderful bit of work, but a little bit too eager there. Kingswood College could have played it on. They had numbers left and right, and
trying to get bundled into touch. He put the backhand pass, and the Hiroshi Sampath should have kept the ball, and he should have grounded the ball. He was over the line, but very unlucky. Couple of knock-ons early on as well. Not the start both teams were expecting as well. The first scrum in favor of Sumangala. Steady. Fancy passes, not finding hands.
important for Sumangala to clear their lines. Number 8 breaks in that 5-meter scrum to give his place kicker enough space and distance, and that should be the clearance kick from Sumangala. Sumangala clearance kicks not finding way, and here comes Atukorala once again. Kingswood, will they make that same error? They should not be. They should be very mindful of the early infringement. Dashing through the middle goes Farid. Farid makes good ground for Kingswood. Now numbers on the left. Senviratna. Long cut-out pass to Valikampala. Valikampala has numbers to Shazan. Shazan goes through, and that's the first try for Kingswood.
Beautiful hands from Kingswood. Brilliantly done. Hatru Singh distributing the game, and Asar Senviratna sending a cut-out pass to Mohammad Sashan. Mohammad Sashan only had to dive over. He cut back in, and it was brilliant handling from Kingswood. This is what that was missing from Kingswood in the first round, and finally the inclusion of Ganviratna has made a huge difference. The line is working to perfection. Asar Senviratna send it that lovely cutout pass to Mohammad Sashan. Sashan just had to suck in the defenders and cut back in, and then go over. Hiroshi Sampath with the conversion. Hiroshi Sampath has been brilliant so far for Kingswood in the first round as well. And Haturu Singh, playing at scrum half, is still 16 years of age. He played under 16 last year, and he's replacing Hiroshi Sampath at that scrum half position as well. As the conversion is a stray.
I think if you could go back. Because Shazan knew he had that intensity, he had that physicality to go over. I think that's what was missing from Kingswood in the first round. They did not play the players. They tried to use their forwards, but then I've been telling this as well, Kavin, for the last 2 years. I think the Kingswood back three quarters, I think from that under 16 win in 2016, and they've been the side to watch out. Just that they've been very unfortunate this time. Good collection from Kingswood. They have taken the ball beyond the 22, so they cannot keep this one on the full. Now Haturu Singh Kings would have advantage. We'll need to use the advantage early on.
Get back.
5 minutes on our clock. Senivaratne knows he has the advantage, so he kicks the ball. So opportunity once again opening up for Kingswood. So these are the things that should not be happening, especially these silly infringements are just costing the game for both Kingswood for Sumangala here. But early on we saw how Kingswood suffered with these infringements.
Yeah, the penalty count for Kingswood has been really high in the first round. It was the Sumangala flank that was coming in from the side that gave Kingswood the advantage, but Hiroshi Sampath doesn't find touch.
Trying too hard, Sampath that time goes into the hands of Sumangala. Fly up, and here comes Sumangala. Umesh Veerakonda, knock on, and here goes Shazad. Will he have the legs to go all the way? Mohammad Shazad has the legs, and he will go all the way, and that's the second try. 2 tries in quick succession for Kingswood, and they are off the mark.
Sumangala making the mistakes and Kingswood pouncing on the mistakes, and 2 tries to none. Beautiful work from Mohammad Shashan. The ball fell in right in front of his hands, and what a dash. That was almost 35 meters, and poor defending from Sumangala as well. The wingers didn't cut back in and drag him down, and Kingswood seems to be changing their wingers. Tumula Yaligampala coming into the line, and he's playing at the left winger, but he's actually coming right in between the centers and distributing the ball. And there again Umesh Veerakonda, the highest try scorer for Sumangala, as Hiroshi Sampath doesn't.
I think Sampath is not having the best of days. I think he needs to calm things down. Take a look at that intensity. Umesh Veerakonda isolated his other player, the fly half, did not have space. Mohammad Shazan knew he had the pace, saw 3 players, had to take that risk because he knew he had 3 players coming around him, and then made that dash, and then things are working out for Kingswood. I think we'll be wondering, where was this Kingswood so long? All this while in the first half, all what we've seen is their forwards running around, kicking those penalties, and then this is something we've never seen in this first round.
And that should be credited to the poor defense from Sumangala as well. They isolate players, the runners like Umesh Veerakonda, they ran from their own half in the plate division against teams like Richmond and Lumbini, and as such, but these are A division teams, who played in the A division. Those type of mistakes and isolated game plans doesn't work here against a good side like Kingswood, who will pounce on every mistake and then hammer you down with those tries.
Wonderful to see, but I think Sumangala yet not beyond this game. I think just 10 points is the difference. 2 scores away Sri Sumangala College in Candy. I would like to see how they would regroup themselves, not take that excessive pressure in themselves, because the game is still open. We've still got more than 3/4 of the game remaining. Umesh Veerakonda, like you said, has been a stellar for Sumangala. It's about time that he puts his hand up, regroups his defense and his attack lines. Let's see what Sumangala has to offer.
What Sumangala needs to do right now is to settle things down and slow the game down. Playing fast open rugby is playing into the Kingswood hands straight on. That isn't going to help Sumangala at any moment.
Haturu Singha has done well in the first 8 minutes. He has been wearing the Kingswood jersey so far. Kingswood has switched into the traditional red jersey from their blues. Now Farid. That's calm.
Get back.
Haturu Singha once again to Senivaratne. Short ball to the number 1. And now Senivaratne puts in that chip. It goes into the hands of Veerakonda. Counter-attacking is Veerakonda. Shouldn't have passed like that. And that is going to cost Sumangala. We'll wait and see what will happen from Kingswood. But then that's an infringement. So once again, 3rd penalty coming in for Sumangala. And that's not good news if you're the coach of Sri Sumangala.
Not releasing the tackler is the call from the referee. Hiroshi Sampath will surely put this ball into touch. Beautiful work from Farid again, and Haturu Singha was right on money there, and he sent Sri Senivaratne into space. Sri Senivaratne spotting the space behind There you go again. That was the backhand pass. He shouldn't have done that. This is gifting the question away. If Sumangala is to make a comeback and get into this game, settle things down, they need to loosen this rash passes out and settle things down and keep more possession with themselves. If not, Kingswood are going to run away with this as Milan Veerasinghe
Get back, 10 meters. 10 meters.
throws in.
Advantage, not 10 meters.
Advantage played in favor of Kingswood, not 10 meters, says the referee for Sumangala. So continuous infringements coming up for Sumangala. Now Hathur Singh finds Seni Ratna. Now Velikampala comes inside, lovely running angle from Shazan. Shazan keeps the ball alive. Very good defense from Sumangala, but that's not going to be enough. As space opens up on the outside. Still alive Kingswood at that time. Hiru Sampath very well done that time to keep the ball alive for the Reds. Now Hathur Singh back to Seni Ratna. Quick ball and looks like a referee will bring back play for that high tackle.
High tackle.
Oh well, that's the card. So
High tackle.
referee making a clear statement that dangerous play is not going to be accepted.
Isuru Bandara there, the number 8. 3 infringements in the space of just 3 minutes, and that's not going to be acceptable. A swinging arm right in the neck of Tuan Farid. Hiroshi Sampath. This is what they should have been doing. Even against Royal, they were going for 3 points. They were going for 3 points when this was a possibility.
So Sumangala reduced to 14 players now. Things are not going Sumangala way, and if a try comes in favor of Kingswood, if they could cough up another try, a third try, I think that's going to be trouble for the Sumangala side.
Half minute. Half a minute. Center. Okay.
Now Veerasinghe has an important line out this time, goes into the hands, wonderful collection that time, and the ball has been formed, and that's third try. Easy as it is.
Chatra says it was brilliantly done. The line out one, and there was no defender. They were going for the rolling ball, but then again Chatra says knew there was no defender in front of him, and then he only had to twist and turn and then go the line. Beautiful work, and that's the third try in the space of just 12 minutes. Chatra Saisa scoring the third try. 2 tries scored by Mohammad Sashan and Hiroshi Sampath with the third conversion as well. Hiroshi Sampath got a similar conversion attempt on that verge of the mark. He will be looking to convert this and get his kicking game on. Beautiful player he has been throughout the season and gets that right through the middle. 17 points to nil in the space of just 12 minutes. Kingswood, there you go, the replay. Chadra Soja had no one in front. He only had to turn and go the line. Poor defending from Sumangala there again. There was the number 8 missing in defense as well. Sumangala already hands on hips. They need to keep more possession and then try to slow things down. If not, this is going to be a one-way high scoring game in favor of Kingswood.
Sumangala with the restart this time once again. Wonderful collection. That time still going is Farid. Farid has been a revelation in the first 30 minutes he's played in this game. Now Hathur Singh once again committing a cynical error, and Sumangala, they need to be behind, and that's offside infringement. So continuous infringements. Referee warned the Sumangala captain as well, and Asif Senurata will be very happy to take that penalty. So this is something coming, what we're looking at is not going to work for Sumangala.
Manage karagande. They got advantage jacken. Last warning, general warning. Okay.
So last warning, says the referee, and hereafter if there is an infringement, that will be a definite card. And with 14 players down, Sumangala will not want that happening, because that will just put them down to 13 players.
That too, that was the 4th offside call from the kickoff as well. The first kickoff was bad, and the restart was terrible as Hiroshi Sampath doesn't find touch.
Sampath makes that second error this time once again. And here comes the Sumangala. Lovely bit of hands from the Sumangala fullback Veerakone.
Get back.
Good counter-rucking from Kingswood. Play on, says the referee. Have they turned it over? No, Sumangala have been right underneath that ball.
Tagar, release. Release it.
Now Sumangala with an opportunity. Referee has advantage for tackle and not releasing the ball from Kingswood. First penalty committed for Kingswood. So opportunity opening up for Sumangala. Sumangala has options, but ideally they should be going for touch.
This is the first passage of play where they played with the ball. Good 30 seconds. But there again it was scrappy. They threw the ball away. Unnecessary passes. And now they find good touch. They need to collect the line out clearly and then send the ball out wide to their speedsters in the back line, where in the plate segment where we saw the B division matches against Richmond and many more.
See what's important, I would also want to see Hiroshi Sampath getting his act together. He doesn't need to try too much, he needs to just get his act together. Two penalties went off for Kingswood. Unfortunately this one they could not win the ball back, but committed a penalty in that option. But Sampath needs to get his act together, just do the basics, because he has that kicking foot with him. So let's see what Sumangala has. Goes for the short man, line out, drying jumper, the number 25. And oh dear, crooked throw, says the referee.
Come down.
So things not going right for Sumangala in the first 15 minutes of play championship action.
Not straight.
That was the first line out and they ideally should have opted for the third putt. Shouldn't have gone that far, and it was crooked in the first place. And Hatharu Singh will be feeding in for the scrum. Kingswood will surely be looking to run from their own 22 meters.
Ready? Crouch.
So instructions are clear since there is 7 players for Sumangala with the number 8 going out. Bandara, there cannot be any pushing or any shoving under the 19 rule. And now Hatharu Singh goes to Seniratna fumbles, but has time to send the offload, and it goes into the hands of the Sumangala player, and that should be a gifted try for Sumangala.
Beautifully done, stuck in from there.
Srinath Jayatilak at that time, number 21. What a bit of work. It's a big error from Kingswood, and hopefully they could regroup, but then Sumangala pouncing on opportunities.
Asani Seniratna, he slipped in the first place and then tried to put in that offload to Atukarala. Atukarala was a little too much, but brilliant work from the number 22.
Now the conversion for Sumangala, if they could get this right, they'll be just 10 points short of Kingswood, and they get it right.
Umesh Veerakone putting in that conversion as well. The first conversion, and beautifully done. 17 points to 7. Sumangala strike back.
We'll like to take a replay of take a look at that. Look at that positioning. Look at Seniratna. His fumbles. Fair enough. He could have retained the ball, but then he just wanted to send in that offload to 2-1 and number 27. In fact, that should be Ishan Dasanayaka who scored that try. So a wonderful bit of work from Sumangala, and here comes Kings with the restart. This time goes deep. Back to Umesh Veerakone. Veerakone puts in the kick through the middle into the hands of Hiroshi Sampath. Kingswood on the counter attack should be very dangerous. On the outside is Dakshina. Atukoral doesn't get there, but good intent from Kingswood. Kingswood, like I said, we saw Sumangala swinging those unnecessary offloads and unnecessary passes. Same goes to Kingswood. I think that's the reason they lost most of their matches in the first round. They need to get that right and get their basics right, and that's how schools like Royal, St. Peter's and Joseph have won games in the Singer Schools Rugby League.
Especially teams like St. Joseph, they've not got star players, but they've always done their basics right.
Second line out for Sumangala. He'll need to get this one right. Twisting and turning, and then again turnover ball goes into the hands of Tuan Farid. Tuan Farid fumbles the ball. But then again, worries continue for Sumangala in that line out. They're going for the short man line out. I'm not sure why they could have gone for that 8-player full line out and surprise or take the Kingswood team by surprise, but they'll need to get the act together in their line outs first of all. Their line out throw, Shehan Pereira struggling a bit.
I thought after the first 20 minutes the game would have settled, but not both teams. Neither of the both teams look settled. Both teams trying to go through that fancy passes.
Now Kavinder out to Aponzo. Aponzo has his centers. Rajapaksa in support. No look pass that time. Could have held on to the ball, and that's going to be a knock on. Clearly unnecessary from Sumangala.
They can run the ball from their own 22. This might have worked in the plate division. A missed tackle from Tuan Farid as well. And there again, that pass. There was no one coming in support and there was no one there. He just threw the ball away. These are silly mistakes that will cost you at the end. And Umesh Veerakon, a bad collection as well. He couldn't have asked for a worse pass. Steady.
Now Hathur Singh meters close to that 22-meter. Kings would have shown a lot of intent in these 20 minutes. Clear instructions from the referee to the front row players.
Ready, crouch, bind, sit, steady.
Standing in that first center position.
Now Hathur Singh, Valigampal has done really well coming in, but good pressure from the Sumangala number 9. Very well done that time. Manusha Kavinder putting pressure on young Hathur Singh, sees the opportunity, seizes it, and Sumangala have one back ball. Excellently done.
Excellently done. He came through the flankers position and then strengthened back to the 15. Sumangala yellow card has been restored. So 15 on 15 now. The number 8.
Alright, good.
Isuru finding his way into the field.
Now Kavinder finds his number 8 back. Number 8 breaks back to Kavinder. He unleashes his back line. Now space opening up. Good tackle on him from Senviratna. Bringing the man down for Sumangala. Now Sumangala needs support, isolated. Trying to run a few paces and keep the ball in close quarters. Sumangala. Now Kavinder looks at his forward options once again. Good tackle coming in from Kingswood. They're trying to seize the opportunity available at the moment. Sumangala still going. This time carrying the ball is Devinder Vikramasinghe. Fourth phase opening up for Sumangala. They'll need to work a few phases.
Get back.
Once again, line offside, so advantage has been played for Sumangala. Sumangala will need to use that opportunity. Now Manusha Kavinder puts in the chip kick. There is no chaser and the intentions are clear. Kavinder wanted the penalty.
Promising play from Sumangala. A bit of faces built and then finally the penalty has been won, and now they will ideally be looking to go to the posts, cut that deficit into a converted try.
Let's wait and see if Hirusa Sampath's unconverted tries will come back at the end and haunt him. We'll have to wait and find out. Umesh Veerakon, on the other hand, has been Sumangala's playmaker. He's brought the most amount of points for Sumangala in this B division. We'll be looking into the same in the plate championship in the coming weeks, but it's a very important penalty kick. If he could get it right, Sumangala are just one converted score away from leveling with Kingswood.
Sumangala looking to go through those forwards a lot more than they used in the first quarter of the game. That is what has been the difference so far. Umesh Veerakon lining up the penalty.
Veerakon has the distance. Yes, he has the legs to go all the way. No, slightly drifting to the left. was Veerakon's kick. So intentions were clear, but the outcome was not clear. So Sumangala remain at 7 points, but they'll be getting the receiving ball from Hirusha Sampath.
A letter for Kingswood. Penalty, a clear penalty for offside. This is the third penalty they have conceded. Hirusha Sampath. Almost a grubber.
Ball goes once into the hands of Veerakon at the back. Veerakon puts in that chip kick, finds no play on the outside. Atukorala is there to clean. The ball is isolated by three arriving Sumangala players. Support comes in the form of Seni Ratna. Now Atukorala wants to clear these lines. Will send the ball out. Not the best of passes from Atukorala. They're trying to play it from their own dead line. This is not good for Kingswood. Now the ball comes out. Seni Ratna is right there lining. It's not Seni Ratna this time. It's Sampath. Sampath's kicking misery continues and he kicks into the hands of Kav in the minutiae. Now Sumangala isolated, running laterally. Not the best of passes, but good collection that time from Jayatilaka. Lovely pop out pass to the flank. And now this time it's Samudritilaka Ratna going into contact. Advantage once again. Menu Shakav in the looking at the opportunity, kicks the ball coming sideways, says the referee. Not acceptable from Kingswood, and the penalty call for Kingswood goes up to 3.
Number 3. Penalty is conceded. Penalty is conceded. Rising up as the game progresses, and this was the mistake Kingswood were doing in the first round as well. Against Wesley, they conceded so many penalties. Murshid Zubair managed to put through 4, and then
so once again Captain Alfonso going for the post. He has faith in Veerakon. I think intentions are right. He still needs that 3 points. First time he made a mistake. This time the win is not going to be a problem for Veerakon. And let's see what Veerakon has to offer, but I'm disappointed the way Kingswood have played their first 10 minutes of play. They were going all out, hitting their faces, getting the act right, not conceding penalties, but then the next 15 minutes of play have been a letdown for the lads at the red shirts.
I think it's that they've got a little greedy to score tries. They've not tried to clear things out. When they've got penalties, they have not managed to find touch. And then again, the silly mistakes creeping up for Kingswood. This is what the story has been so far for Kingswood, as Umesh Veerakon slots it through. Beautiful work from Umesh Veerakon, the fullback, finally getting his second penalty through the posts. The first penalty.
First one going astray in the similar angle. Second time he doesn't make any error. Kingswood are leading by 7 points. It's game on for Sumangala. Here comes Seni Ratna with the restart. Once again, good collection from the number 8, Isru Bandaru. Isru Bandaru does well. Now finds their place kicker. He cannot kick this one out on the full. Goes into the hands of Kingswood's Sandeepa puts the ball to Hirusha Sampath. Sampath does well to keep the ball alive. Now comes Galigampala. Breaks off 1, breaks off 2. Still going Kingswood. Good counter-attacking, but coming in from the side. That's an advantage played in favour of Kingswood. This is not right from Sumangala, and that's where Sumangala will need to cut their line. They'll need to keep their infringements at a minimum, and if they could do that, I think opportunities open up eventually.
And there again, I thought Kingswood should have opted to go for the line. And Umesh Veerakon was right there, and there was no space, but they wanted the penalty. But if they had used their line, there was an overlap in this corner. They had numbers on the outside, and they ideally should have played the game for a couple of phases before they got the penalty again.
Change has been made in the kicking duties. Seni Ratna taking on the responsibilities from Hirusha Sampath. Sampath has not had the best of kicking so far for the day.
10 meters.
This is going to be a place where Sumangala has to get their defenses right. Kingswood will want to use their back line. That's exactly why they're going for that short man line out. Nothing fancy in the forwards this time. Chatro Zoisa will be the man. Wonderful collection this time. Atukora sends the ball to Seniviratna. Now inside balls to Tumila Varagampala. Varagampala has done really well, only to give the ball away to Sumangala.
Get back.
Now Menusha Kavinda will find a kicker, but referee will bring that play for the first knock on. So this is where I was talking, Kavind. Both teams will need to keep their infringements at a very low number, and that's going to affect both teams. We saw how Kingswood faltered when they were giving away unnecessary penalties, and that's how Sumangala have got the 3 points.
And there again, both teams seems to be nervous, still nervous. Come the half hour mark, they're still nervous. They're playing after a 2-week break, but the mistakes should be kept at a minimum. There again, Sumangala had plenty of numbers out wide, and they could have ideally run that ball, but the fly half only managing to spill it.
Breaking away, Surubandara out to Kavinda. Kavinda has numbers, cuts inside. Wonderful break from Kavinda. Lovely pass, unfortunately goes into the hands of Tuan Farid. Here comes the counter attack from the Kingswoodians. Farid doing extremely well in that breakdown. He was isolated. Now Hathur Singh pops the ball. Milan Veerasinghe was not in a position to hold on to that ball. Very bad passing from Kingswood. Seniviratna that time, Nadir Seniviratna. And in the meantime, Kingswood have gifted away another penalty.
I thought that was right on top of the man, but there again Kingswood not managing to find touch.
Play on, says the referee. Now Hiroshi Sampath collects the ball, kicks it back into the hands of the flanker. Now the forwards.
No, tackle release.
What will they do? They have options left and right. Fence off one, fence off another. They needs 3 people to take that Sumangala player down. Now Kavind goes back to his front row players. Good counter-rucking coming in from the Kingswoodians.
Maul.
Referee says the maul. Sumangala successfully bring it down. Now Kavinda puts in that chip. Finds no man on the outside, but it goes into the hands of the Kingswood player. And this time, very well done by Sumangala. Completely took the number 23 player for Kingswood, Sandeep, off surprise. And Sumangala have themselves line out.
Sandeep had Asari Seniviratna waiting for the ball, and he was calling for the ball. There again, he was Sandeep collecting in that. There was Asari Seniviratna. He could have passed the ball into Asari Seniviratna, who would have cleared the ball out. There was space opening up in the left corner.
Srinath Jayatiri at that time saw the opportunity one-on-one. He brings the man down. Very well done. But this time, Shehan Pereira missed the 2 lineouts earlier. King Sumangala still going for that short man option. Will need to get this right whatsoever. This time goes to the man in front. Tackle release, says the referee. So advantage played in favor of Sumangala. A little bit harsh that time by the referee. But anyhow, Sumangala have the ball with themselves. Now Kavinda out to his number 15. He goes for the post. Does he have the distance? He has the distance. Oh dear, that's going to be a wonderful drop goal from Umesh Veerakon. And they climb the point score, and 13 points of Sumangala, and that's going to be an interesting drop goal. It's the first drop goal we've seen in this entire Singer Schools Rugby League.
13 points to 17 is how it stands at 2 minutes to go to the half time. Beautiful work. There was no defender rushing in to cover Umesh Veerakon, sensing that, and then putting that drop goal. Yes, Sumangala sending the ball out wide.
Taken quickly. Sumangala has momentum with themselves. Wonderful bit of work. Breaking on the inside. Space opening up. Needs support. Isolated. Menusha Kavinda pops in the ball. Unfortunately, could have kept the ball alive that time. Knocked backward. Backward, says the referee from Kingswood. So play on for the Kingswoodians. Now Sampath acting as the halfback. Breaking through the middle is Kingswood. Still going. That time Tennakon.
Tagar release. Roll away. Tagar roll away.
Kingswood trying to build up paces. This time Tennakon out to Seniviratna. Lateral pass to Milan Veerasinghe. Veerasinghe has numbers, needs to pass. Does he have the legs to go all the way? Sandeep puts the ball to Milan Veerasinghe. Veerasinghe is isolated. But however, that will be the try. Sandeep very well done. Saw the opportunity, sent the ball, came back in support for Milan Veerasinghe and scores the 4th try and the bonus point try.
Beautiful support play from Milan Veerasinghe as well. Sandeep sensing there was space out wide, and initially it was brilliantly done from Hathru Singh as well. The scrum half, he brought the ball inside the opposition through a fringe and then send the ball out wide. Yes, Ajari Senivaratna sending it out to Milan Veerasinghe. It was a mismatch, and here's the Sandeep, lovely bit of stepping, and then Milan Veerasinghe coming into action, and then a lovely pop pass to Sandeep, going over. Beautiful support play from Milan Veerasinghe as well. Hiroshi Sampath with the 4th conversion. He's only got one successful so far. Was the similar occasion, and that goes astray as well.
It's not going to help Kingswood's game plan with Hiroshi Sampath. So that's half time. We've had an exciting 35 minutes of action in this plate competition. The second round, it has been a wonderful 35 minutes, Kavin. Both teams giving their best, giving their all, giving their 100% in 35 minutes. So a lot to play for. Let's wait and see what the second round holds. It has been a good display of rugby. Umesh Veerakon leading that Sumangala attack, and then Tuan Farid and Milan Veerasinghe interestingly manipulating that back line to good use to score those 4 tries. There you go. Official confirmation here at Nittawela is 13 points to 22. Kingswood College leading at the moment. Here's a look at how the tries were scored. Kavint Asri Seniratna was right there in the opening few minutes. I like the way how Tumila Verigampula opens up and gives the Kingswood line lot of space, lot of ability as well. And here goes Mohammad Shazan for the second try, untouched. He could not be caught by any of the Sumangala players. And then this was the try that was that turned things around, I would say. Chatro Zoiza has been doing very well in that line out. And I think then came Sumangala back into the attack. This was a try gifted away from Kingswood.
There were actually 3 gifted tries, to be really honest. Mohammad Shashan picked up the loose ball, and then Chatro Zoiza, there was no man defending him there again, and Asri Senivaratna gifted some as well.
But this drop goal changed things around. I think Umesh Veerakon kicking a 40-meter, but this try I think should be one of our picks for the Clearman try of the week as well. I like to see how Sandeep falls down. He stands up, he knows there is no man arriving, comes back and scores that try, and that's wonderful to see from a halfback.
Brilliantly done from Sandeep as well. He got back up and then scored that try, and now we will go for a short commercial break, and when we do come back we will have the second half action.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්ටේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා මැලිබන්ටේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
පදම නියමෙට රස
I have news. Let's meet.
සුවිසලි ලක්කවෙනුවෙන් සෑමංගලක් දක්වාම දහඩිය හෙලීම සැබෑ පිරිමියෙකුගේ ගතියක්. ඔබේ උත්සාහය තියුණු වෙන තරමට ඔබේ ශරීරයේ උත්සාහයට අභියෝග කරයි. මුලින් දහඩිය, ඉන්පසු ග්‍රීස්, අන්තිමට ඉස්හොරි. ක්ලියර්මෙන් සමගින් නැගිටින්න කාලයයි මේ. සාමාන්‍ය ෂැම්පූවලට වඩා දෙගුණයක් ක්‍රියාකාරී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ඔබත් සමග ඉස්හොරිවලට එරෙහිව සටන් වදී. ඔබේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පෙරමං සදන අසමසම ඉලක්ක වෙත යන සැබෑ පිරිමින් වෙනුවෙන්ම සුවිශේෂී ක්ලියර්මෙන් ලොබාංගේගේ මෙන්ස් ෂැම්පූ.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම No Limit.
I have news. Let's meet.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art, it's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate, it's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Echo the voices of fun. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
පවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
මුල් පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල්.
Welcome back to live action. If you're joining in right now, this is the Singer Schools Rugby League Players Championship, the opener of the second round action here at Nittawela. Currently Kingswood College leading Sumangala College, but it's going to be an interesting 35 minutes. That's going to be the players where the game is going to be won and lost. Khalid, we've seen an exciting first half. Let's see if this could live up to the same expectations. Kingswood winning early ball. Now Veer Singer breaking through like a bulldozer, passing through that Sumangala attack, and the tackle not rolling away. So first initial opening break opening up for Kingswood.
And replacements have found his way. Hatro Singh being replaced by Dhananjay Nuwan at that scrum of position. So Hiroshi Sampath given back the kicking duties as well. Not a good restart from Sumangala, but then again a penalty conceded, making things worse. So Kingswood right on the opposition's half yet again.
Hiro Sampath, I think interestingly has got his first clearance kick, right? So that's going to be a good sign for the red shirts. That's something they were struggling, but Hatro Singh has had a good game, I would say. First 35 minutes he has done well, rotated this player, distributed the ball very well. Let's see if Dhananjay Nuwan could put his hand up in the second half. Milan Veerasinghe has the line-out duties for him goes to Chatura Zoisa. Zoisa has been one of the good line-out jumpers in the school's rugby season so far, alongside Fadil Adhan of Royal. Now Nuan out to here. Chatura Zoisa once again. Zoisa does well to keep the ball and make a few meters for Kingswood. Now Seniviratne. Wonderful ball from Mohammad Sazan. Outside pass to Seniviratne. Seniviratne has space. Could have passed. And now Dhananjay Nuan sends the ball back to Seniviratne. Seniviratne could have sent that ball out early on and it could have been a definite try. Now once again Kingswood. Now Hettiarachi out to Tuan, and Tuan pops in that ball. It is Sampath, has numbers to the left. Nadika the try scorer. Once again, meters close to that try line. What will Kingswood do? Using their forwards, Tennakorn, picking and going. Inches close. Now Tuan Farid, the big lad, landing sideways. And Tuan Farid gets his try. I think he deservedly gets this strike out because all that work he's done to build other 4 tries, he deserves this.
Brilliantly done from Kingswood. This is what they did in the first half as well. They started off the game with a bang and then let Sumangala come into the game. It's 27 points to 13, drifting ever so slightly as Hirosha Sampath with his 5th conversion. He's only got 1. Here you go. This is
the try could have come about a minute earlier than that if Seniviratne had put that pass out to his win 3 quarter. The Valigampala asking for that ball on the side. But anyhow, Kingswood College very confidently marching forward. Hirosha Sampath will need to get this conversion right.
Strong opening to the second half from Kingswood. Hirosha Sampath lining that conversion kick as he slots, hits the post. Very unlucky for Hirosha Sampath. That's the 4th conversion he has missed.
Interestingly, it's about time if the coaching staff, I think the Kingswood team consists of many place kickers. Seniviratne has a good foot on him. We have Dinan Lekanayaka who can come from the bench. He too can kick as well. So points going missing, but it will not hurt Kingswood too much in this game. But come the future games, I think it's about time the coaching staff considers their option 1 and option 2. Sumangala and their body language doesn't seem right, but they'll need to. They're still in this game so far. It's just 14 points that differentiates these two sides, and this time it runs into touch. There was no hand from Sumangala on that restart.
Kingswood let it go thinking that it was out on the full, but the touch judge was right on money. Just bouncing inside the in-goal area. Milan Veerasinghe with the second line out of the second half. Things has been interesting so far in the second half. Kingswood scoring early.
Chatura Zoisa once again reliable option. Kingswood have not gone beyond Zoisa in that line out, and the rolling maul has been found for Kingswood. Still going. Sumangala struggling to hold on to the Kingswood forwards. And now Zoisa. Now in fact Dhananjay Hettiarachi out to Tuan Farid. Farid twists and turns, running like a back. Tuan Farid makes ample meters for Kingswood. Now Dhananjay back to Seniviratne. Seniviratne tries to run around that Sumangala attack. Now Chatura Zoisa breaks off 1, breaks off 2, brings his team inside the 22 meter. Taken quickly, Dhananjay Nuan.
Get back.
Hit to Sampath coming back to his usual half-back position. Kingswood trying to keep the ball in close quarters. We'll have to make sure that the players don't get isolated. Back to Nuan. Lovely long pass. Numbers opening up on the outside. That should be another try. Yes, it is. Hashan.
Sandeep scoring his second try. Scored a beautiful try in the first half as well. The last try that was scored. And Sandeep going in for his second try. Beautiful work and hands from Kingswood. Initially it was Dhananjay Nuan. The game plan seems to be clear. They are Sumangala leaving space in the fringes, go through the fringes and open space out on the wide. Here's the ball, Hiroshi Sampath sending it out to Tupule Aligampole. Milan Veerasinghe, he could have gone by himself as well, but decided to send the left winger into space. Sandeep going in the corner, and still Hiroshi Sampath has been given the kicking. There is so much faith being given to the little man.
I like to see how Valigampala in that, if you could have a replay of that try once again, how Valigampala drew in that defense and then sent the pass to Veerasinghe, and that's something you don't find in a normal player. And then this boy Valigampala is surely said to be one of the stars in the making. And this time Hiroshi Sampath makes no error in that angle conversion, gets the 2 points.
That's the most difficult of conversions he's had all throughout the game, and he's put that through. 35 points to 13. This is exactly how Kingswood started off the first half as well.
But then again, credit should go. This is the depth that the Kingswood line extends on how they go from point A to point B. Dhananjay, no one sending that diving pass. Haven't seen too many scrum halves play that one. There you go, take a look at that. Look at that number 9. Look at that pass. He was right on the money. And then Hiroshi Sampath finds Tupule Aligampole, gets in 2 players. And there was space opening up for Milan Veerasinghe. Wonderfully done that time. And the errors continue for Sumangala.
The restarts not good as the referee stops play for a substitution. It will be a scrum in favour of Kingswood College.
It's going to be a mountain to climb for Sumangala at this point. Kavin, mind you, if a team wants to make it to the top division next year, the top 4 will be taken away from the plate championship and they'll be playing the Division A. And for that, at least to be on the safe side, a team needs to win 3 games in this plate. And with this game still not secured for Sumangala, and that's going to be a bit of a trouble coming in the coming weeks, because they're going to face tough oppositions in the coming weeks.
They have the likes of
Vidyartha coming up later in the championship. This time a good defense from Kav in the Menusha, but however Kingswood hold on. Shazan, wonderful pass from Shazan out to Dinal Ekanayaka.
That surely will be a yellow card coming in right through the neck.
No yellow card. Only number 8.
He's not going to be good news. He's going to be the number 8 who has been the infringement. That should be the red card. If that's the case.
The referee awarded the yellow card for a similar.
And it looks like the number 8 will be very, very lucky this time to not get that second yellow card. The referee very...
We will not look at the replay. This was the brilliant run from...
But look at that pass from Mohammad Shazan. Here good. 8 players arriving on number 8. Arriving on Dinal Ekanayaka. And that should be a different yellow card. That's a yellow card.
That's a yellow card right around the neck. Yes, Chadurasoisa.
Advantage played for Kingswood.
Intentionally collapsing.
Now Dhananjay. Long pass to Farid. Farid to Seniviratna. Seniviratna has options. Need to send it out wide. Numbers opening up on the outside. And Hiroshi Sampath will go in for the try.
Beautiful work from Kingswood. Hiroshi Sampath goes in for his best try. Hands again. Basics done right. And there again scoring the 8th try of the game. Beautiful hands. Dhananjay Nuwan distributing the ball really well, and then again Asani Seniviratna, he should have sent the ball out right on the first instance, but the result was the same. Hiroshi Sampath with a similar conversion. Here's a ball out to Farid, sending the ball out to Asani Seniviratna. He should have sent the ball out there, but he decided to do it, and then Dinal Ekanayaka sending Hiroshi Sampath into space and over the line for a well-deserved try. Kingswood barging away, extending the gap Hirosha Sampath. A beautiful conversion yet again. The most difficult of kicks is put through the conversions, and he's missed out on 3 easy ones as well.
So 3 conversions right, but then incidentally I think Isuru Bandara should be very fortunate to get away with that warning, because in a similar instance, in the similar tackle, arriving high tackle, referee penalized Isuru Pereira with a yellow card. When he does the same on the other side, I don't see a reason why he should not be penalized. Anyway, Sumangala very fortunate to go with to keep the 15 players inside.
42 points to 13.
Play on.
Is how it is at 45 minutes. Chatru Soisa collecting the ball cleanly, taking the ball into contact. There's the Nandi one, stolen on the deck, illegally so, and the penalty given in favor of Kingswood. So Hirosha Sampath with an opportunity to gain territory, go back into the opposition half yet again.
I think the turnaround from Sampath in that second half has been key for Kingswood. They're getting it right when I say that Sampath doesn't find touch. And here comes Sumangala, very nippy on that occasion. Asi Senirata shouldn't have sent that offload like that. He needs to keep the ball with him, with the team. However, Kingswood managed to hold on.
Here's the replacement, Kumara.
Here comes Seniratna once again. Twist and turns.
Release.
Dhananjay one at the base of that rock. Now the replacement flanker, Prina, going into contact. Danwan once again with his dive passes out to Nadika Tennakon.
Play on, no rocks.
Play on, says the referee, as there was no rock form. And the ball has been knocked on, so Kings would win back the ball. Here comes the big drop forward, big forwards of Kingswood. Sampath acting as halfback, inside ball. Kingswood, I think, are calming things down. They're trying to use their second or third options at the moment. They've tried the forwards and they want to give the forwards another go. Milan Veera Singer at the helm of that ball. Working faces this time, Kingswood. They want to give some game time for their forwards, because it's going to be key that their forwards are also in line this time. Dhananjay twisters and changes direction. And the referee will bring back play for the initial infringement, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be a yellow card for the continuous infringement. I think referee warned the Sumangala players earlier as well, Mohammad Manaz. So Sumangala once again back to 14 players.
10 meter back.
Hirosha Sampath will look to go for touch and then form that rolling ball, but they've opted for a scrum. Sumangala lineouts have been dodgy throughout this game. They should have gone for touch and then got that line in motion. Reduced to 14 men. Tuan Farid asked to join the line.
Bind. Sit. Steady.
That could be a good move for Kingswood as well. Tuan Farid has shown wonderful skill in that back line. Here comes Dhananjay Nuwan, breaking through, has numbers. He's been held up. A good passage of play from Hettiarachi. Picking and going this time. Tennakon, lovely pop pass to Senirata. Senirata shrugs off one player. Numbers on the outside, should pass. Now comes the pass. Mohammad Shazan, and easy does it. Dinaleka Naika, try number 7 for King.
Beautiful hands again from Kingswood. Dinaleka Naika. He went down that right hand corner, scoring his first try of the game. Beautiful hands from Kingswood. Hirosha Sampath will be converting things, lining up the conversion as well. Yet again, Kingswood in the second half, calming things down, settling things down. Here's the replay. The twisting and turning. sucking in defenders and Atukora, Mohammad Sashan rather, sending Dinan Lekanayaka into space and over the right hand corner. So 47 points to 13. Sumangala not managing to score in the second half, and Hiro Sampath misses the conversion. Again. Now the game seems to be done and dusted. Kingswood going away with so many tries. Beautiful hands from them. 20 minutes remaining on our clocks. 47 points to 13, and Sumangala College reduced to 14 men as well. The body language of Sumangala doesn't really show excitement.
From that moderate or satisfactory first half, Kavin, Kingswood have stepped on that gas pedal, and I think they've clearly dominated the proceeding so far, and I think they've emerged as the best team at the end of the day.
Chatra Souza going in to collect that restart, only managing to knock it on. Knocked backwards as well. Replacements finding its way into the field. Taranjan one. He has been really good in the second half. The defense wearing their number 9 jersey. Sumangala with the play to the scrum. The ball is loose. Good tackle, and the ball has been knocked on again. A penalty for holding on. Quickly taken by Kingswood. There again, intentionally knocking it on. A penalty, another penalty given in favor of Kingswood College. Sumangala now staring down the barrel.
So looks like from that first half, Kingswood have dominated play, and Sumangala, I think that's where experience and match sense come. These boys, Kingswood College, they've been playing in that top division. They've been playing rugby all throughout in that top division. And that's where Kavin's experience comes in line. Players like Veera Singh, Tuan Farid have been used to be playing in such situations, and they know how to close the game. And it's not a bad sign for Sumangala exactly, but it's a learning curve for Sumangala. They are going to be one of the forces someday. They're going to be a team that's going to come up the A division someday, maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows. And it's going to be a good learning curve for these lads from Kandy.
It is in fact going to be a very good learning curve. Kingswood playing their rugby in the A division. Coming down, it's Mohammad Sashan who's down. He needs to be stretched off by the looks of it. It was a knock to his head.
I think it was a head collision that time on the Kingswood player. So 46 to 13, a lot of action coming to you on a number 1 sports hub in the coming few days. We have the Play Championship, 3 games, 4 teams from Kandy are contesting for the play. So expect a lot of action here at the Nittawela Kandy Sports Club home ground. Kingswood College playing Sumangala today. Tomorrow we'll be having Vidyartha College playing Zahira. That's going to be here as well. Live pictures coming to you on a number 1 sports hub. And then on Monday, it's going to be a hometown battle where Dharmaraja clashes with St. Anthony. And here's a look at that collision. There you go. You can see Mohammad Shazan going on the ground. And I think, oh dear, that was a very hard blow on Shazan.
Right on the shoulder. Fell that Sumangala player. Hiroshi Sampath with the
not 10 meters
kick to get them into the 22 meters of Sumangala. A beautiful kick, only manages to find a Sumangala player.
Slight low cook that time. Sumangala trying to run their way from their own 22 meter, and the ball pops out. So penalty once again for Sumangala. Sumangala have themselves another lifeline. 47-46 points to 13. They have something more than 20 points to climb if they want to turn things around. Practically possible, Kavin. There's enough time remaining, 17 minutes on our hands. But thinking of how Sumangala have played in the second half, I think the possibilities of such a comeback is out of the cards. But at that time, Alfonso not getting too much of meters on that kick.
6 tries and a penalty to equal the score of Kingswood.
Cannot undermine Sumangala as well. We've seen comebacks coming in on the international scene recently.
Sumangala with the line-out throw. The line-outs have been wobbly throughout the game. Chatrasois has been good.
Shehan Pereira not been the best of line-out throws, as it shows from this line-out as well. Something for the coaching staff to take a look at. And thinking of line-outs coming, it's been a very important factor in the sport where you will need to get that right if you need to execute your game plays at the end of the day.
Kingswood have really defended well in the second half, and Umesh Veerakon has hardly got any ball in the second half. He has been brilliant in the first half. He scored a penalty, made some telling breaks, and then put through that beautiful drop goal as well.
I think Umesh Veerakon should be a prospect that Sri Lanka Rugby as a whole should be looking at in the shorter format as well. We'll wait and see how Sumangala excels in that 7th tournament that's going to come after the conclusion. Veerakon should be a wonderful prospect as well. We'll wait and find out what happens. And now Sumangala in the meantime trying to work their way from their own 22.
Play on, back ball.
Play on, says the referee. Has Kingswood turned over the ball. It's a foot race, and Hirusha Sampath will score another gifted try. Hirusha Sampath, what a turnaround he has been in the second half.
Beautiful work from Hirusha Sampath. The ball was loose. Hirusha Sampath spotted it and then put the ball to boot. And inside the own goal area, he only had to dive over the game. Dive over the ball to score his second try of the game. Lovely stuff from Hirusha Sampath, although his kicking hasn't been brilliant. A below average season so far. A beautiful conversion as he extends the points. Hirusha Sampath, 18 points in this game, 4 conversions and 2 tries. Kingswood breaking that 50-point mark for the second time. First against Malayadeva in their last game, and now against Sumangala. Beautiful running rugby from Kingswood as well. They have been dominant in the second half after a below average first half, although they led 22 points to 13.
10 okay.
This time a good...
Once again, intentions were right from Sumangala. They needed quick ball, they needed fast movement from that restart, and then but the error count or the errors are going to haunt them at the end of the day. So that's going to be a scrum in favor of Kingswood. But in this schools format, I think people are trying to bring in that flair, bring in that fancy passes, winning those fancy passes. But then in the meantime, while you're adding those flair, Kavin, you need to make sure that your basics are right. And that's something Sumangala has not looked at. I like the way they pass and bringing that extra additions. And that time, once again, penalty conceded Kingswood. Taken quickly. Dhananjay one. Now Sampath running through the middle. Now Dhananjay had no option but to kick it. Good collection there from Veerakon. Veerakon has been that lone fighter for Sumangala. Oh, and looks like this is not good, Kavintha. There was fireworks coming in from the spectators to the ground. That's not good, and that's going to stall the game. So play on for Sumangala. Now the forwards trying to make a few meters for the lads in the yellow shirts. But then again, Sumangala win themselves a penalty. So nothing too much to separate between the two, between Sumangala in the last few minutes. They've not tried anything fancy. They've not tried anything great.
Change kar. Mark.
So replacements are coming in for Kingswood this time.
Bananda, I got That's it. Play on.
The Singer Schools Rugby League will be played in both cup and played in the meantime. Surprisingly, Veerakon takes a quick tap for Sumangala. Taken Kingswood by surprise. And it's a turnover ball. Very well done by Kingswood that time. Knocked backwards, so play on. Couple of Sumangala players saying it was a knock on, but referee replying saying he'll be the judge of that. And this time this opportunity opening up for
forward pass
Kingswood, but that was a forward pass.
That was clearly a forward pass there.
Forward pass.
Asari Senuratna Dinalekanayaka passing that ball. He just sent the ball out wide, but went forward clearly.
But then see how Dina Lekanayaka's addition, I think Kingswood have brought in one-to-one replacements for all their positions. Dhananjay Nuwan equally potent, but more than over Hathur Singh getting his first or second start in this Singer Schools Rugby League. A lot of prospect for him in the coming years, but Nuwan with his experience, I think he's played in the last 3 years for Kingswood, won that jersey for the last 3 years, and I think he's put his hand up saying that he is a better choice for scrum off over Hathur Singh.
Hathur Singh has been good in the first half. The first start for Hathur Singh, but then again
set call is attended, right? Ready?
Dhananjay Nuwan has added that extra flair. He has gone through the fringes and controlled the game brilliantly. That is what Kingswood needed in the first half as well, as the substitutions find its way into the field. Apurva Vijay Singh
change kar.
So several replacements coming in for Sumangala as well,
as the yellow card has found its way into the field. Finally, 8-man scrum from both teams.
Ready? Ready? Crouch! Bind! Sit! Steady!
Fresh legs have been brought in for the Sumangala halfback, Akila Madawala, the replacement halfback. Good pressure on the number 8 from Dhananjay Nuwan. Here comes Sumangala with that final attempt for any consolation. Good kick and a good presence of mind from Ekanayaka. This is where Ekanayaka comes in handy. Surely he is should be one of the starting numbers for Kingswood in the next game. Here comes Hiruta Sampath. On the far corner, Sampath still going. Does he have the legs to go all the way? Puts in that kick using his football skills, but unfortunately it runs that ball into touch.
Line out in favor of Sumangala. They will surely looking for a consolation try.
Touch karana. Foreman.
9 minutes to go in this game so far. Sumangala still trailing.
Get back.
40 points is what they have to score this time. Once again, let's see if the line-outs work intact. And this time, Bandara gets his line-out right.
Onside.
And Kingswood will try to spark something up from their 50-meter. Here comes Dina Lekanayaka, stop start. Dina Lekanayaka steps inside, finally taken down. Good meters gained from Kingswood. Seniratna acting as halfback. Advantage played in favour of Kingswood.
Offside call there and advantage played in favour of Kingswood. Kingswood looking settled, and now they are playing their own game. Hiroshi Sampath puts them inside the 22 meters.
Coming the way they've played the 62 minutes so far, it's a crime that they are not in their division. It should be a good learning curve for Kingswood as well. This team could ideally play the next season of schools rugby as well. This same combinations. So if there is a proper coaching structure established, I think it's ideal to see if we could see Kingswood. A team like this should be ideally playing in the top division.
Exactly, they have been brilliant so far, and that inclusion of Gayan Veeraratne has made a huge difference that we saw in the game against Maliadeva as well. Not managing to collect it cleanly was Chatura Soisa, but bundled into touch.
Line now.
Good work from Sumangala finally. So line out in favour of Sumangala. Players cramping up.
63 minutes on the clock, having this time for us also to decide the clear main player of the match. I've seen contributions coming in from the Kingswood three quarters, but then credit should go to this lad. Few people who have been the turnaround for Kingswood will come back to that in a short while. Milan Veerasinghe has been impressive. Hiroshi Sampath in his second half made up to his disappointing first half of action. So credit to him. But then this man wearing that number 8 jersey to your right of the screen, Tuan Farid, he's been everywhere. He's piloted that attack in the forwards, sent the ball, run like a back, made a few meters, made a lot of passes, carried the ball. And Tuan Farid should definitely be my pick of the clear main player of the match.
But I completely agree with Inshaf. He was everywhere. He was running like a back, and here's Hiroshi Sampath putting through a grabber. The try has been scored. Beautiful work from Kingswood. Letting the ball bounce.
Nipun Dharmaratne that time they wear the number 8 jersey, number 28 jersey, the replacement. You do not let the ball bounce in your in-goal area. That's rule number 1. And Sumangala's fumbles have gifted Kingswood about 3 tries.
A lot more than 3. They gifted 2 tries in the first half as well. Here's the exploitation of space and then unnecessary passing, and Nipun Dharmaratne, lucky try scored there. He only had to dive over, find the ball, dive over, and then Hiroshi Sampath with the conversion yet again to make his tally to 20 points in the game. Sampath hits the post again. That's the 3rd time he's done that. 5 minutes remaining on our clocks, and Kingswood doesn't seem to be done yet.
You can see the intensity of the faces in the Sumangala lads, the tired faces. They've had enough of action for the day. They need to put this game to rest. But then Kingswood are still here to play. They've got their act together after 5 long weeks. It took them 5 long weeks to discover their potential on what they can deliver, and then when they've delivered, they are wanting more. And 3.5 minutes is the official confirmation of the time that we have left. So let's see what Kingswood could cough in the last few minutes, and it will be some sense of satisfaction if Sumangala could get that consolation try as well. Dhananjay Nuwan once again distributing the ball. I think Nuwan brings a separate flair to his play. He's not running scrum off like he does Sampath. Sampath always wants to bring in opportunities, but instead Dhananjay Nuwan likes to distribute the ball, sending his passes up and down, and that's actually what's expected from a scrum off of his caliber.
And credit should be going to the coaching staff as well. In the first half, Kingswood didn't try to run through those fringes. The flankers were
ready, set, call,
wide apart, and Dhananjay Nuwan's inclusion has led that they've run through the fringes, created more and sucked in more defenders as well for the backs to run at. As the referee stops the clock for a cramp from a Sumangala player.
So this game is done and dusted. 2.5 minutes to go. We'll take a look at what Sumangala has to make it to their division. They're going to be a good team in their division if they could. You can see the Sumangala player should not be playing the remainder of the game. He is struggling. He cannot continue.
And earlier we saw the points table. Sumangala was with no points. They did not get a bonus point as well. They had no bonus point against DS as well. That game ended 32 points to 22. And hence, losing this, now they've lost 2 games and they have not got any points. 2 games to 2 losses, and they need to win those 3 games in the coming up weeks to go into the division, and wins with bonus points is a must, because Kingswood now has 2 wins with bonus points as well, so it's going to be 12 points there. Coming up, if Vidyartha wins, yes, tomorrow, that will mean Zahira will have points tomorrow as well.
We'll wait and see what happens for Sumangala. In the meantime, Sumangala are trying to get that consolation, try a bit of satisfaction to all that. We've seen a lot of fans coming in to Nittawela to support that team. It's a new addition for Sumangala, and they're trying to keep their fans in high spirits. Scored early on. So here comes Sumangala. Here comes Umesh Veerakon, that high scorer. Breaking through the middle, Veerakon. Does he have the legs? Referee has his hand up for an advantage, so one final chance opening up for Sumangala. Sumangala fans are on their knees. They know how important this game is. They would be like wanting to go home with that consolation try. Play on, says the referee, in favor of Sumangala is the advantage, so penalty bought back. Sumangala will need to think twice, will need to get there right. I think we got something more than a minute to go, so this should be the final few minute phases of this game.
Stops the clock due to injuries for 2 Sumangala players. Cramping up and knocks, as I would suggest. And talking about, we will have Vidyartha taking on Zahira tomorrow here at Nittawela Stadium. That's going to be at 3:40. We will be bringing you live action on the www.thepapara.com.
So the club championship has taken a different turn this time, Kavintha. We've seen the season extending for 6 weeks in the second round. So we have 2 cup matches, important cup matches coming in on Monday. That's going to be Wesley College hosting St. Joseph's at Sugat Dasa, an unusual new home ground for Wesley College. They'll be playing the rest of their home matches at Sugat Dasa Stadium, and then Isipatana will be travelling to Mount Lavinia to face St. Thomas's. St. Thomas's grounds at Mount Lavinia is not a ground that many teams don't travel, right? We saw how St. Peter's fumbled in the first week of the Singer Schools Rugby League. Let's see what Isipatana has to offer. They're a fast-running team and a forward dominant team from St. Thomas's. So a lot of action coming to you And this season is going to go on for 6 weeks, and that's going to be exciting news for all rugby fans in the country. So do join us on thepopper.com as we are dedicated to bring you every bit of action in the Singer Schools Rugby League. In the meantime, we have 1 more minute to go in this game. If Sumangala could get something up in the last few minutes, that will be something to treasure for them and their fans, and that should keep their spirits up for the next game. Taken quickly. Out to the flank for Sumangala.
Get back, last ball.
Now Nittawela to
line offside.
the wing figures line offside, so we'll have 1 more passage of play after this move.
Line offside.
Offside says the referee, so another chance opening up for Sumangala. Taken quickly, Umesh Veerakone trying to go on his own, sends in the pop pass, and has he grounded? No pushback that time from Kingswood. Maitri Gama.
Forwards doing all the hard work, going through the fringes, but beautiful defense from Kingswood as well.
Kingswood stamping their authority, saying they are not yet done, they're done when the full-time whistle is over. So good fighting spirit from Kingswood, pushing Sumangala players back.
Get back, last push. Get back.
Beautiful defense from Udar Odais coming in from the bench. He started every game in the A division. He's driven back Sumangala 5 meters.
Here comes Sumangala. Needs to distribute ball a bit more better. Referee has advantage. That should be the third penalty in favor of Sumangala, and this time it's going to be a warning, or will it be a card?
I think that will be a card. The player being down.
Right, line offside in there. Right, my call lagala back end. Right, last warning.
Last warning says the referee line offside is the call. So another final opportunity for Sumangala. Last move, Mantrigama with the ball. Some more replacements. We can see the intensity of this game has taken a toll on the Sumangala players and the Kingswood players, because I think we've seen continuity of play. Kavint, I think credit should go to the referee as well for continuing play. I think we've seen a less amount of scrums, and that shows the intensity how these two teams have been playing.
Fast open rugby we've seen from kickoff. Beautiful to see. The referee has had a good game as well.
Mohammad Manas that time being taken out for Sumangala. So Mantrigama with the quick tap. Taking quickly, Mantrigama going to stop that time from Kingswood. Still going. Has he made it? No, he hasn't.
Get back, last foot.
Once again recycling.
Last foot in.
Kingswood very much wanting to stop this attack from Sumangala.
Get back, last. Get back.
Mantrigama, has he touched down? Yes, he has.
Beautiful work from the forwards. Kept their patience. Kingswood.
Amesh Jayasinghe, the try scorer, and it's a consolation try for Sumangala. They'll take every bit of it. They are delighted, and that should bolster their spirit to the next game.
Forwards doing the hard work. Umesh Veerakone with the conversion, and that will be the game after he gets this conversion.
Umesh Veerakone with one final kick to close this game. Doesn't have the direction, and that should be the game. Kingswood College securing a much needed victory in this plate championship opener. What a game we've had. Sumangala College, a good fighting spirit from the Sumangala lads, but at the end of the day, Kingswood College proved that they are a bigger force, a better force, and a more comprehensive outfit than Sumangala College. So a lot of prospects from both and Kingswood. And let's wait and see what happens in the coming weeks. So wonderful atmosphere here, wonderful game, a fitting opener for the second round. And here we go, 58 points waiting. Kingswood College secure this game out. Here's a look at the highlights from the second half. Tuan Farid, the player of the match, the clear main player of the match, barging through and getting his name on the try scorer sheet. Gift, a reward for his efforts in the game. And here comes Veligampala sending out that ball to Milan Veerasinghe, and Veerasinghe very wholeheartedly giving it out to his speedster on the far corner to score that one. Hiru Sampath, disappointment in the first half, made up for all that was worth, all that was lost from him in the second half. He was the change maker for the Kingswood lads in the second half. Sampath got himself that try and later converted that difficult conversion where he got back his mojo. And Seni Viratna that time has had a good comeback game for the red shirts. Dinalek Naik also making his presence felt in the blue-red jersey. He had to give away his spot to Hiru Sampath. So a lot of a lot of selection options for coach to think about in the coming few matches. Hiru Sampath once again scoring that one, or coming off that ball, coming off the player of Sumangala, and then once again Sampath spotting that gap, giving space, and that was a gifted try for Kingswood. And this was the consolation try coming in for Sri Sumangala College. So that's how this game ends. Sumangala will have to take a lot of positives from this game. They'll have their work cut out in the next few matches if they want to make it to their division. Kingswood have just one game to cement their position in the A division next season. So here you go, that's the breakdown. 2 tries for Sumangala, all coming in that opening half. Since then, they've not been much of themselves so much, if not for that try in the last few minutes. Kingswood College scoring 10 tries. I think that should be an entire collection of all the tries they've scored in the first round. They've scored only about 8 or 9 in the first round, and then they've scored 10 in this one game itself. 4 conversions. Sampath will have his work cut out as well. And the Papares player of the match, clear main player of the match, was Tuan Farid. So a lot to look forward to in this game, in this fixture as well upcoming. It's going to be an action-packed weeks in the Singer Schools Rugby League 20-21-9. Vidyartha playing Zaira here at Nittawela, that's coming to you live as well. Then Mali, they were playing DS Senanayaka in Kurunagala. Dharmaraja playing St. Anthony's on Monday. St. Thomas is playing Isipatana at St. Thomas's grounds, and then Wesley College will be hosting St. Joseph's. In fact, it will be at Sugadas after they've changed venue from London Place. Upcoming, in the plate, we have a few more exciting clashes. Dharmaraja will be playing Zaira. Sumangala will be finding Mali. They have a lesser challenge than Kingswood. We'll see how it goes, but Kingswood will have their challenge as they go to Havelock Park to play DS Senanayaka, unbeaten in the B division, and that's going to be the clash of the plate division. Vidyartha playing St. Anthony's is going to be a hometown battle here in Nittawela. So there you go, that concludes our live stream from this plate encounter. Do join with us next time as we bring you more action in the Singer Schools Rugby League. On behalf of the Papare production and technical crew and Kavin Rajapaksa, I'm Inshaf Kapoor signing off. Have a pleasant evening.
දැන් යහ පෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රස එකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ පදම පරක්කු ඇයි
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power through the odds. Clear, zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit.
When she's special, she's not just a girlfriend. She is your sweetheart. When you feel it, you don't just call it sunshine. You call it warmth. When you reveal your deepest emotions, it's not just art. It's freedom. And when its essence is premium cocoa butter, it's not just chocolate. It's Ravello. Chocolate so special, you call it Ravello.
Stumble upon a surprise. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම
සනසුම දෙන නම
එය සිංහ නම
මිහිර මවන නම
අවස නිවන නම
සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම
එය සිංහ නම මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිංහ අත විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
Okay, she's ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Impressive CV. But why do you want to work here?
Is your unlimited package limiting you? Be really unlimited with the largest network. Talk unlimited with more than 13 million Sri Lankans with Dialog. Dialog Blaster Unlimited. A range of daily, weekly and monthly plans. Dial #678# to convert your package or get a new connection. It's always been my dream to be a part of a blue chip company.
දැන් යහපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ පදම පරක්කු ඇයි
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් පුබුදා
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා
පදම වරුනේ
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුනා
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට ගහට
ශ්‍රී ලාංකික සැමගේ තේරීම no limit. Drift in search of happiness. Fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.
දැන් හපෝෂා දන්නේ ඉරිඟු සහල් මුං සෝයා විතරක් නෙවෙයි කිරිත් එකතු කරලා. ඒ නිසා මා චේන්ජ් වුණා.
ලංකාවේ ළමයින්ගේ අලුත්ම සොයා ගැනීම. මේක රස එක. මැලිබන් යහපෝෂ රසයකට චේන්ජ් වෙන්න.
කිසි ගැම්මක් නෑ. පදම පරක්කු ඇයි?
සුමීරි පානේ පදමට ගහලා දවස පුරා ගතට දැනෙන මිහිරක් බුබුදා.
හොඳම මැලිබන්තේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා. මැලිබන්තේ එක්ක අපේ දවස රස වුණා.
පදම වරුනේ.
කහට පදම නියමෙට රස සමග මුසුණා.
මැලිබන්තේ පදමට කහට.
I have news. Let's meet.
To be a man is to sweat for every last inch of it. The harder you push yourself, the louder your body will protest. From sweat to grease, grease to dandruff. Fight back with Clear Men, 2 times the fighting power of ordinary shampoos. Beat grease, beat dandruff. Unbeatable performance for the unbeatable man. Power for the odds. Clear, zero dandruff, nothing to hide.
I have news. Let's meet.
Discover fashion inspired by emotion. Glitz, the fashion destination.